Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectables. So today we're super excited to be taking a closer look at this. It's the Star Wars Disney Hasbro, it's a combination of the two, Boba Fett figure. And this is to tie in with the Star Wars Force Awakens line. Really cool. This is part of the Armor Up series, which includes a random piece of armor. And we'll get more into that in just a second. We recently reviewed the Disney Store exclusive die-cast TIE Fighter and Resistance X-Wing fighters. If you haven't seen those reviews, check them out. Links are in the description down below. But let's kick off by taking a closer look at the packaging. So up in the top left hand corner we've got the Star Wars logo accompanied by this nice illustration of Kylo Ren with his lightsaber firing sparks. Really cool. And then down here we've got this awesome image of Boba Fett in all his glory. You can see all his armor there. Ages 4+, that's me. And you can see Boba Fett trapped inside. In all their wisdom, Hasbro have given us an extra piece of armor. Because you know, Boba Fett doesn't come with a jetpack or guns or armor already. No, he needs an accessory. On the back of the packaging we have some nice box art showing all the different characters you can get in this wave, and you can see there's Boba Fett caked in armor, barely able to see. Here's Luke Skywalker and you can see his figure version. Now his accessory is pretty interesting to me because it looks like the outfit seen in the opening of the second trailer. So is that Luke Skywalker exploring that derelict Star Destroyer? Here's an awesome artwork of Kylo Ren. And here's his figure with some superfluous bit of armor. Here's Chewbacca looking like he wouldn't be able to breathe. Nice box art though. And here you can see one of the new First Order Stormtroopers. And you can see him there with his crazy piece of extra armor. Okay, that's enough faffing. Let's get this guy out of the packaging. So here is the Armor Up Force Awakens Boba Fett out of the packaging. And I have to say, this is actually a very impressive figure. It comes in 3 3/4 inch scale, which is the same scale as your old G.I. Joe figures. It's also in scale with the original Star Wars vintage figures, which is pretty cool. This is the rocket firing re-release of Boba Fett. Hasbro, if you're listening, we would all love a vintage line for the Jurassic Park series, so please make them. I'm very grateful that Hasbro even decided to make human characters from this film franchise. Eat the human figures! Yes, eat the human figures! The humans! Oh wait, Hasbro didn't really make any proper action figures. What? Not even Chris Pratt? No. In hand, this Boba figure actually looks pretty decent. There's some really nice detailing going on, some really beautiful paint apps. The downside comes when you turn him around and you notice that his rocket pack is not even painted. How terrible is that? Now, we've noticed Hasbro doing this on a few of their products. We reviewed the Jurassic World Ceratosaurus, and on the opposite side of the packaging, it wasn't painted as well when you removed it from the box. So it's a shame that Hasbro are trying to pull off this not painting things you don't see trick. It's just nasty. Now the gimmick with this guy, which I think is pretty dreadful, is that you remove the unpainted jetpack. And I would have preferred they just painted this thing, to be honest. You can see there's a peg hole left there, but that doesn't clip onto this armor up feature. And then this beastly thing, that should just fit over his head like that. And you can see now he's got armor because he didn't have armor before. He's got a gun because he isn't already armed. And he's got a jetpack because we didn't just remove a jetpack to put on another jetpack, did we, Hasbro? Here's a closer look at the coolest bounty hunter in the galaxy. You can see he's really nicely detailed. It's a shame that his viewfinder stalk doesn't bend down, but still, these are minor gripes. I think it's pretty cool that the background of this is painted white, because that's how it is in the film. You can see there's the elephant skull logo on the side. Really nicely painted rockets on his gauntlets there. Really nice paint job on this guy, very accurate to what we see in the film, really detailed. And you can see the unpainted jetpack. It's nicely sculpted. It's just a shame it didn't actually get painted. But there's his holster on the side there. Very nicely detailed. Really cool. A really nice figure. And I won't be using that armor up gimmick at all. I'll just be keeping him like this. And Boba Fett, of course, comes with his trademark gun, which sits nicely in his hand, and actually his hands are nicely detailed to have that sort of trigger pose. Here's a closer look at the armor up piece. It's not film accurate in any way, but I suppose it's nicely sculpted. Okay, so just how big is this guy? Let's whip out the tape measure. You're looking at just under 4 inches, which is about 9-10 centimeters. In terms of his width, he's about 2 inches across, which is about 4-5 centimeters. Depth, you're looking at about 1.5 inches, which is about 4 centimeters. And for the armor up piece, you're looking at about 2 inches wide, which is about 4-5 centimeters. And in terms of the height, just under 1.5 inches, which is about 3-4 centimeters. Size comparison time, here's Boba next to the die-cast First Order TIE Fighter. This is a Disney Store exclusive, and we have reviewed it. Link is in the description if you want to check that out. You can see that Boba is pretty giant next to this TIE Fighter. Next, here's Boba with the Resistance X-Wing Fighter, again a die-cast Disney Store exclusive, and we have reviewed this one on the channel. You can see again that he towers over this die-cast miniature. Here's Boba next to the Basher and Biter Indominus Rex, recently reviewed on the channel. Link is in the description down below. And lastly, here's Boba next to our good friend Off-Color Alan. He comes from a time when they used to make figures with more plastic. Thanks, Alan. There he goes, he's leaving the review table. So there we have it, guys. That was today's look at the brand new Armor Up Boba Fett from Disney and Hasbro. Let's chuck this piece of rubbish away. This is a cool action figure. It's a shame really that Hasbro cheated us on paint on the rocket pack, but apart from that, it's a pretty decent figure. It's really nicely detailed, very well painted, and it's cool that it's in scale with the old vintage figures as well. I can kind of sit beside those on my shelf. So let me know, guys, have you been picking up any of the figures from Hasbro for the new Force Awakens line? If you have, leave a comment down below. In the meantime, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.